So you ever wonder why, like, when you start talking to somebody, like, the beginning stages be like so lovey-dovey, you get the cupcake phase and all that shit. Why is that? Like, some people should ask themselves, like, why is that? We always be like, oh, nigga, we in the lovey-dovey phase. It's just a cupcake phase. It's gonna pass, and then it passes, right? And then now you with this person, and it done mellowed out. But my question is, why can't you keep that same energy? Like, if we just met and you put everything behind you, and I put everything behind me, and I just, the world is so bad with love right now that you just want to fall in love and say fuck it. Like, what's wrong with that? Like, what is wrong with, like, if you really question that shit, like, what's wrong with that? Especially if you compatible, or you know you got certain shit going on. But when you love somebody just that easily, it's like you willing to change and do shit with them, all kind of shit. But then you have that mindset like, oh, I just wanna take it slow, and I wanna do this way, and now you're kind of forcing, you're forcing the relationship at this point, because naturally you head over heels for a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So they be like, don't force a relationship. But then when you do that type of shit, when you fall back on purpose, you're kind of forcing the relationship to fall back versus advance or progress. I'm just thinking to myself, like, if motherfuckers, like, you keep that same energy from the beginning, like, this shit can be good. And I know that some stuff goes down the drain later. You find out this motherfucker, like, you like pickles on your egg sandwich? Ugh, I can't have you living with me. Whatever the fuck. And it's just like, man, I feel like once you really keep that same energy, man, that shit funny. You know what I'm saying? It's just certain shit. I know it's like a surprise, but you ever seen like people be like love at first sight, or they even love to say this: a man knows when he wants to marry a woman the time he meets her. And I believe that because, and I don't believe that 100%. It's partially true, but it's only because the nigga just don't want to play no games. He's done playing games. If you do not take advantage of the nigga that's done playing games, you gonna lose trying to take this shit slow and take this shit how you want to. Because when a man done playing games, he ready to make you the motherfucker that's the main woman. He gonna make you the main woman. You know what I'm saying? So, y'all, I feel like folks be playing themselves out of good people at the end of the day. We play ourselves out of good people trying to play the game, still trying to hold on to such and such because he can get the nails done and he can get the hair done and all this shit. And then you fuck around and lose out on a real ass nigga that was really gonna give you the whole world, not give a fuck who said something about it. You know what I'm saying? But we gotta think about why in the beginning of relationships or in the beginning of whatever, we fall so hard for people to the point where we have to force ourselves to fall back and then fall in love. It's like, didn't you fall in love from the jump? Like, oh, you said I love you too easy, or you said I love you too early. We put this emphasis on love being said too early, and it's like some self shit, like, but it's just like, shit, if that's how I feel about you, like, that's how I feel about you. But women have put the spin on that shit, like, you must love me throughout my worst, so I'm gonna show you my worst on purpose. I'm gonna get on your fucking nerves so bad to the point where I'm gonna make you reconsider loving me and let you know that you really didn't. Isn't that forcing the relationship? Like, to me, that shit ain't got no logic. Because if you're in a real situation, I'm really gonna, what I'm saying, make sure you straight. But before anything, you better make sure you straight. Fuck all that bullshit. It's a famous video going around with Peter Parker and Mary Jane in a cartoon, and he basically was like proposing to her, like, Mary Jane, will you marry me? And she looks, and then she jumps out the fucking window. She goes and jumps out the window, and then Spider-Man is having to jump out the window and save her. He's like, Mary Jane, why did you do that? And she's just like, I just always wanted to know that no matter what happens, you'll always be there for me. Won't you, Peter? And I'm like, yo, this is really how females thinking on that level. If bitches could jump out of windows and know that a nigga has the possibility of saving them, they would do it. They would jump out the fucking window just so the nigga can save them. Like, so it's equivalent to them, like, basically saying, like, if you love me, you will deal with this bullshit I'm finna throw at you. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, yo, what the fuck is you doing? Now you look dumb as hell. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to get too crazy on this shit when it comes to women and that dumb shit they be pulling. But y'all be pulling some dumb shit. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all be pulling some dumb ass shit. Y'all do some stupid ass shit. And it make niggas, like, reconsider even respecting y'all because you constantly do this type of shit. And then when a nigga don't go for that shit, you say that all niggas is the same. And it's like, it's not that. It's just you doing some stupid ass shit that a nigga don't want to deal with. Like, and then whatever you did might not even be you. That might not even be really you. And you just doing this to prove some kind of point or to test the nigga some kind of way. And it's completely unnecessary. It's some single good women out here that have basically stayed single because they done pulled some dumb shit that niggas wasn't fucking with. You done lost out on good niggas because you want to go and test this nigga thinking that if he passed my test, then he's worthy. Like, newsflash, like, this nigga been worthy. You know what I'm saying? This nigga been on his shit. Like, you coming out of nowhere, springing on these new dramatic problems, and this nigga not used to having them kind of problems. So what do you look like to him? You know what I'm saying? Like, you putting this nigga in danger, or you putting this nigga under scrutiny, depending on what kind of test you running. You know what I mean? Like, women gotta chill out when it comes to testing niggas, man. I mean, it ain't got to the point now where, this shit ain't the same, but what we do, and this is just speaking on women, I speak on men too, but right now it's on y'all ass, cause niggas ain't even wanting to fall in love no more, is my whole point. It's causing a domino effect to the point where niggas ain't even trying to love the same, and females don't even believe in love no more because we not passing a love test. You know what I'm saying? Like, get the fuck out of here.